You know, a lot of people ask me why the law of attraction doesn't work for them. And I've been studying this now with Jerry and Esther Hicks, for example, who really introduced the idea of law of attraction since 1996. Prior to that, I was really engaged in Earl Nightingale's conversation of the strangest secret, which is basically you become what you think about. And so, you know, I've investigated this a lot, not only in my own personal life with all of my own experimentation, but I've also investigated it with thousands and thousands of other coaching clients where I'm working with them one-on-one, and they're saying, Matthew, why is it that I want this, but I keep getting that? I want this, I keep getting that. And usually what it is I want this success and I keep getting this failure. I want this success and I keep dropping the ball. I say I want this, but then I fall apart. And it comes down to probably, for me, one of the most breakthrough ideas that I've come across. And it's something that I want to do a lot of work with you on over this next 2 years that we're going to work with each other. And it's called the fundamental misperception. So consider this. Years ago, you accepted false conclusions as correct. And then you began to live your life as if those warped ideas about your potential were true. And you completely killed off the experiment called life. And you started to live within a hallucinated set of boundaries that don't even exist. And now what happens is you will only manifest and create within those boundaries. And so your goals and dreams are outside of the boundary. But you keep coming up against this lid, this invisible barrier. And the invisible barrier is a foundational belief that you have about yourself that is not true. Fundamental misperception. You misperceive the world. So my fundamental misperception, for example, is that I'm nothing. And so in the past, in not knowing this, the more that I've tried to be something, right? I'm like, I'm going to put out this new book, or I'm going to put out this new album back when I was in the music industry, or I'm going to write. Anytime I do that, I would like systematically shoot myself in the foot and screw the whole darn thing up. And I didn't know why that was happening. But now I do. Now I can see my fundamental misperception coming a mile away. And so some people, for example, have this distinct feeling inside that they're stupid. And they don't want anyone to know. So they've got 4 PhDs and they're known as the smartest person in the world. But no matter how smart they get, they feel stupid. Other people have this feeling like they're ugly. And so they're trying to be glamorous and look good and show the world how beautiful and amazing and wonderful they are. And yet no matter how much stuff they have, no matter how much they do to themselves, you know, these are the people who get addicted to, you know, doing plastic surgery and getting a new wardrobe and shopping and all of that. No matter how much they get, they're never satisfied because there's this accidental, fundamental thought swirling around in their head that is, I'm ugly. And so what happens is you end up pulling to you those things that cause you to be confronted with that you're ugly over and over and over, or that you're stupid over and over and over, or that you're nothing over and over and over, or that you are the laughing stock, or that you're an idiot, or, I mean, it's bizarre what each of us accidentally says about ourselves that then becomes a filter with which we see life through. And what happens is your life becomes an expression of fighting against it while simultaneously proving it. Sound familiar? Fighting against it while simultaneously proving it. So this week, what I'd like you to do in preparation for the work that we're going to do with each other is I want you to just start to think, you know, what is it that I know about myself that I don't want anybody to know? What do I know about myself that I'm doing everything in my power to make sure nobody thinks about me? What's the one thing I hate doing or being known for? What do I avoid at all costs? And when you start to answer these questions this week, you're going to begin to get to a place where you recognize, oh my gosh, there it is. My fundamental misperception. And when you can see your fundamental misperception, you become flexible, which gives you a whole new set of options. No longer for me, for example, do I choose to be nothing. You're watching this video, right? So I'm really going for it in my life, really being all that I can be, my true potential, without being held back by this belief. And believe me, this belief has held me back so many times. I have made left turns when I knew I should make a right, but I just made a left, boom, and smack into things. So I want you to see it this week. And what you're going to find out is that by seeing it, by having that awareness, you become flexible. The flexibility reveals new options, and those options give you power. The power to create your own life. This is going to be so fun. I'm so looking forward to working with you. And thank you for honoring the process and all the stuff that I've gone through and letting me guide you through this. Thank you.